Welcome back to the Course Creation Incubator. I'm Gina Anativia, and as an online course coach consultant, I get to help course students and clients build their online courses and awesome marketing campaigns. Today, you and I are talking about hiring. It's a new year, and I want you to start thinking about doing things a little differently. I want you to feel more confident in your online course, streamline your creation process, and make some big moves for a huge year in terms of your online course business. Today, I want to specifically talk about you hiring 2 critical roles I think you should be finding for your business in the new year. In my last episode, in episode 20, I talked about the big, bold course moves I want you to make in 2021, and one of them was investing in people. I personally think that's one of the most effective ways to move the needle in your business. Now, I know sometimes it's scary to put the money out there, so let's just talk about it. Let's talk about the fear of putting cash flow towards something when you're not necessarily seeing a ton of cash flow back. I've worked with a lot of course creators in this position, and they'll say, well, how can I be spending that money when I don't have that money to spend? I know, I get it, but I also think investing in smart people who know what they're doing could be one of the best investments of your entire course creation business. Hiring the right people can help guide you and take you to the next level. Instead of you trying to figure out pieces of your business, I'd rather you invest that money now and get the help. Now, I love talking about hiring because I fancy myself a bit of an expert in this area. This goes back to my Tony Robbins days. When I worked for Tony, resourceful had to be your middle name. If you couldn't work on every detail of a project, you were expected to find help that could. So as you can imagine, I got very good at finding contractors and consultants who could help me get a project done. I got very good at identifying what I needed in the moment, project to project. Now, fast forward a few years, and now I'm doing that specifically for course creation. So I can look at any course creator, talk to them for a few minutes, and know who they need to hire. For my own journey as an entrepreneur, I immediately hired content creators and content writers because that's what I knew from my days back at Tony Robbins. I was a content writer. I was a content developer. I grew into a marketer over there, and I knew that content coordinators could take on so much. I mean, especially the great ones. They could write, develop an idea. They knew how to market. They knew how to be resourceful and think on the spot. So that's where I started with my own business. And as I started developing my own programs and courses, I then hired a tech manager. This has been a recent change for me in the last few years, and it's been a game changer because I've been able to leverage my email campaigns, my landing pages, really running the tech side to Ivy. It's really taken a huge burden off of me, and she brings great insights and ideas to the table that I would never think of because that's not my area of expertise. Then at the beginning of last quarter, I hired an OBM, an online business manager, and I am just learning. I'm just tapping the surface of what an online business manager can do for my business. But let me tell you, I like it. I like the leverage. I like the project management that comes along with an OBM. I am definitely going to do a podcast about this in the future because I think that once you're at the right stage of your business, every course creator should hire an OBM. So we'll talk more about that later in the year. For this episode, I want to talk about what makes sense if you're just starting out in the course creation world, or you've been in this world for maybe a year, maybe a year and a half to 2 years. There's 2 roles that I want you to think about hiring if you haven't hired them already. And if you have been hiring, then I want you to take a good look at who are you working with right now? How are they moving the needle for you? And how are they helping you? I talk to course creators sometimes who have hired people that aren't really helping them. I talked to one specific course creator who hired a friend to help her with her different programs, and I'm pretty sure the friend is getting more out of the programs than the course creator is getting from her. So I love doing trades and things like that, but I want to make sure that the people you're hiring, the people that are working for you, are working for you and they're making sense and they're being resourceful for you, right? And really leveraging your time. So make sure you're asking yourselves those questions and really looking at who's working for you and is it effective? Does it make sense for you to continue into the new year? Because as you know, this is the year of getting your course done. This is year of putting it out to market, getting cash flow going, and making money with your course creation. Now, if you're listening and you started a course in 2020, you got things going a little bit, but then stalled, I want you to take the new quiz I just created. Discover what's really holding you back from finishing your course. I am so freaking excited about this quiz. My team and I have put a ton of work into it to make it really helpful for you. Quizzes are fun. I love quizzes. I mean, look at all those BuzzFeed quizzes, or if you're old school like me, those quizzes in the back of Cosmo magazine, but they're not always the most insightful, right? They're kind of fluff. But this quiz, not fluff. Your results are really going to give you aha moments and help you reframe your focus. And also I give you tips too, specific to your roadblock to help you get unstuck. CourseCreationBoutique.com/quiz. Check it out. Okay, let's go back to those 2 roles I want you to hire for. The first, I've already kind of mentioned because I hired a tech manager for myself. Now, you don't need to hire a tech manager, but I want you to think about hiring a virtual assistant or a VA who specializes in tech, somebody who can help you with the back end. By far, the number one challenge that I hear from course creators, especially starting out, is how the heck do I handle the freaking tech? That is the biggest learning curve when it comes to this online marketing world. Okay, quick distinction here about virtual assistants versus tech VAs. Now, there are all kinds of virtual assistants or VAs out there. Someone who maybe just take care of your email and schedule your time and things like that. Or someone who might specialize in social media or writing. You want someone who understands the technology piece, has experience, and loves just doing the technology for this to work, for you to have a great, effective tech virtual assistant. Now, why do I want you to hire a tech VA? First and foremost, they can handle the creation of your course, the bringing it all together. I love Kajabi because the back end has incredible templates. I talk about Kajabi all the time. The navigation is so easy to use. We use it with all of our clients. A lot of our students use it. And a tech VA can help you with that, with the back end of Kajabi, help you build out all of your courses. Even if your tech VA does nothing else but build out your course on Kajabi, it's a win-win. That's one of the biggest obstacles to getting a course done. I was talking to my team the other day about a course creator who took 2 days trying to set up a sales page in Kajabi, and it still wasn't working the way she wanted it to. Now, I bet if she had hired a tech VA to do it for her, it would have taken him or her hours. In the meantime, she needed to plan and promote her webinar. That's time she could have used more effectively in another area where she's the true expert. With a tech VA, you're freeing up time to do the work only you can do. And they usually get things set up pretty quickly and think hours instead of days, right? So a couple of hours on that sales page versus 2 days. And one more thought on this. Your tech VA can also help you with troubleshooting once you get an online course out there. If your students have any technical difficulties, you can turn to your tech VA instead of having to figure it out for yourself. So in a way, it allows you to be of a greater service to your students. Beyond building your course in Kajabi, your tech VA can help with all the marketing stuff. So your email campaigns and setting them up. I'm a big fan of ActiveCampaign. I love the bells and whistles. A lot of times I talk to course creators and they've got the free version of MailChimp. And guys, listen to me. ActiveCampaign is a small investment each month, and it's got way more bells and whistles and way better segmentation. I want you to think about investing a little bit of money here. And if you're listening to me right now and you're like, Gina, this all adds up, I get it. I'm asking you to invest a little bit in yourself. This little bit of money out of the gate will pay off down the line. I am asking you to invest or think about investing in ActiveCampaign or investing in Kajabi and then getting some help. But I'm also asking you to save money in other areas. If you go back to my Save and Splurge episode, and I'll list it in the show notes, I talk about where I don't want you to spend money. It's a balance. We're going to save money in some areas, and then we're going to spend money in other areas. Okay, so let's go back to what your tech VA can help you with. Email campaigns, landing pages that you can build out in Kajabi as well. All of the marketing components that go with selling your course, your tech VA can help you on the back end of that. And trust me, when you get that support, it'll feel like the biggest burden has been lifted off your back. And I've seen this. The accelerators that go through my course, the ones who launch, are the ones inevitably who have tech support. They're the people who have tech VAs or other support building out Kajabi for them. I've seen it. I've seen them get across the finish line because they have the confidence that somebody is handling the tech for them. That's why I really want you to think about hiring a tech VA. Okay, so where do you find them? I think groups in Facebook are a great place to start. I've found amazing people going through groups. So if you're looking for a Kajabi VA, go into the Kajabi group. If you need someone to help you with ActiveCampaign, check out the ActiveCampaign Facebook group. More than likely, these virtual assistants will be able to help you and able to cross-pollinate between other software as well. One VA might know Kajabi, but she might know ActiveCampaign as well. By the way, I get a lot of questions about, well, how much should I pay them, Gina? And I think a tech VA, because he or she has more expertise that they're bringing to the table, probably go about 20 to 30 an hour is a really great place to start. Then it goes up from there depending on the level of expertise. But keep in mind that they're usually able to do more within an hour than you could do on your own. So it's a profitable investment. Okay, that's rule number 1, the tech VA. Rule number 2, I think you need a marketing copywriter who serves as your editor. Okay, now what the heck does that mean? I was talking to a course creator about how she should hire some copywriting help, and she said to me, Gina, you're not telling me that I should spend some money on some expensive copywriter when I'm just starting out, are you? And I love how she called me out. You're not expecting me to pay thousands of dollars for this expensive copywriter to write a sales page, are you, Gina? I'm not. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to spend, yes, it could be thousands of dollars for a really seasoned copywriter to create a sales page for you. When you're first starting out, this does not make sense, as you can imagine. What may make sense is hiring someone who can come in over the top and help you with your writing and editing. So I want you to have a marketing editor, like a polisher. And if you guys have a better name, please let me know. Send me a DM. So you're writing your emails, you're writing your sales pages, your nurture emails and everything else. But specifically with campaigns and when you really need your copy to count, I want you to bring in that editor polisher to come in and make it even better. Okay, so why would I ask you to do this? Well, number 1, you know your voice better than anyone. So that's why I want you to write like you write. Number 2, I feel like it's way too much money to hire a high-end copywriter at this point in the game. And I don't think you should be spending that much money there just yet. Number 3, I want you to learn the nuances of copywriting. And this is a really great way to do just that. A great example of this is Susie. I've talked about Susie, my accelerator grad, who has an online course on mastering newborn sleep. She wrote the sales page. And by the way, shout out to Susie, who's actually a really great copywriter. She's a newborn sleep expert. She's got her doctorate. She's absolutely brilliant. She's got all these academic degrees, and she happens to be a really great copywriter. But what she did is she wrote her sales page. She wrote a draft of it. Then she hired a direct response copywriter to come in over the top and make it even stronger, to make it really sing and sell. She didn't spend thousands of dollars on this. She might have spent a couple $100, and she learned in the process, and she got really great copy. So it was a win-win. And this is exactly what I want for you. I want you to think about hiring somebody to help you come over the top. I was browsing on Upwork before I started recording this episode and just looking at some marketing copywriters or direct response copywriters, and they might be $50 an hour. You're not going to pay them for 100 hours of work. You might pay them for 5 hours of work. So to come in to help you with campaigns when it counts, when you're selling your course, your sales page, your emails, you're doing a challenge, for example. Use them in a smart way, because I think sometimes we think we have to hire somebody to just take something from scratch, go to town on it, and that's what costs us thousands of dollars. But when you are starting your copy, writing it in your own voice, you're coming up with the content, the hooks, the benefits, and bringing someone to come in and just polish it, you make it that much more cost effective for you. And keep in mind, this investment can help you close more sales with your course. A copywriter is going to be able to add in elements or phrasing that you might not think of that can lead people to purchase your program. I want you guys to go to market, and I want you to do it in a smart way. Think about 1, how you're going to find that tech VA. Start with the groups. You can go on Upwork too for that. It's always a great resource. Then 2, find that direct response or that copywriter publisher that's going to come in over the top for your writing. And by the way, I want questions on this episode more than probably any other episode I've recorded because I want to know how I can help you find these folks. You can challenge me on this too. Gina, I just don't need that right now. Maybe you're a great copywriter like Susie. You come in with copywriting experience. Then you might not need this. I've met course creators who have a ton of tech background as well, or tech experience. Maybe you don't need the tech VA. However, I'm telling you that 90% of you listening right now are going to want these 2 roles. They're going to be game changers for your business. So drop me questions on Insta at Course Creation Boutique. Let me know how I can help you really invest in your people and help you out in 2021. I know I've got big dreams for you guys, and I want you to get your courses done and getting that cash flow going in 2021. And if you haven't finished your course, maybe you started it and stopped for whatever reason. If you still haven't finished, I want you to take the quiz that I just created to help you get across the finish line. CourseCreationBoutique.com/quiz. And please rate and review this episode. It helps me get the podcast out to even more course creators. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss one course creation tip. Until then, go create, be you and be brilliant, and get it done.